chosen to express himself by saying, look, this dog shit represents something meaningful in life, and therefore it becomes art. And as I said, some people might say, wow, that's fantastic. Why didn't I think of that? And others say, well, you're pulling my leg and this is tough. But the fact is, the guy is an artist and he has made something art. You see a bus going down the street and you say, hey, that's art. Well, because you decided that it's art, it's art.
Well, in Greece, they used to put naked women all over the place, in cement. So, I think Americans really are rigid in their sensuality and their sexuality.
I'm back again. This is Jim Spagg with the Spagg Report. And at this time, I'd like to discuss with you what we call swearing. Some people say swearing, and what they mean is any kind of an undesirable or at least socially unacceptable type of language. But the fact is that there are a number of different definitions for different types of words, okay? Now, for example, swearing. If you say shit, or if you say fuck, or if you say, what else can you say? If you say, may you rot in hell, well, that's not swearing, okay? Swearing is when you say, I swear to God that this is true. Or I put my hand on the Bible, my hand to God. You see, this is swearing. When you're actually trying to ascertain that what you have to say is the truth, and you allege very strongly by invoking the deity of God or some other. May Zeus protect me, and may Zeus strike me dead if I am telling a lie. See, that's swearing. Okay, now the next type of words that you can hear are what we call vulgar language. And it's called vulgar language because some people think it's in bad taste. Now let me give you an example of vulgar language and also give you an example of what would then become more acceptable, okay? Now, for example, if I say the word shit, that would be considered vulgar language. Now, if I wanted to say shit correctly, I would then say feces, you see? Or they also say eliminate, you see? The process of elimination. Or fecal matter, you see? That's shit. But that's saying it like as if you're in college or something, or like you're high class. Because some people like to purport that they're better than other people because they don't use the common ordinary words like shit or piss or what else? Just words that are in bad taste, like bitch or bastard. These are considered vulgar language. Instead of saying bitch, you could say female, or instead of saying bastard, you could say illegitimate child, you see, or illegitimate son. A bastard would be a male, and a bitch would be a female. In fact, it's normally referred to as a female dog, as a bitch. But, some people like to call women bitches, which is, to me, very irrespectable, because I think women are wonderful, and I think they should be respected. Sometimes a man will call a woman a bitch lovingly, and that's acceptable. But if he does it in a denigrating manner, why, that's not good. Okay, now we have what's known as obscene language. Obscene, well, obscenities, let me see now, vulgar would be shit or piss or like that. Now, obscene language is when you say fuck or motherfucker or screw. This is considered obscene, you see, when you say cornhole or up your ass, you see, that's obscene language. Those are obscenities because they relate to what some people consider pornography. Now, the next thing then is cursing, okay? Now, cursing isn't dirty words. Cursing is when you say, may God strike you dead, or may you rot in hell. You see, that's, you're giving somebody a curse. So that's the kind of language you're using when you're cursing. And then, of course, there's the colloquial language, all right? Colloquial, I mean, this is when people use their own low-class type of words, like them there guys over there, those tings, how they say people talk in New York, or like in England, the lower-class people, what do they call it from... the Cockney English. Well, say, Governor, how are you doing now? What, Well, that's colloquial language because it's the language of the commoners. So I just wanted to point out to you that, when you see words on TV, that there are different classifications into which they fall. And you may wonder, why do some people like to use these words as opposed to other people who get upset and angry and refuse to use them themselves? In fact, some people will only use these words when they are angry. Well, it's all about liberation. You see, some people are mentally liberated and they're free, and they know that, you can say whatever you want to say. There's a saying that goes, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Well, that's the way it is. If you say fuck or shit or goddamn around some people and they can't deal with it, well, they should be able to deal with it, because when you say those words, it doesn't mean they have to say them. And you know that even if they don't say them, they know what they mean. They've heard them before. If they get upset about it, that's not your problem, that's their problem, because they don't know how to deal with the realities of life. Because these words are realities of life. There are masses of groups of people who use this so-called vulgar language or obscene language or colloquial language. People, for example, who work on the railroad, or people in the military, people in factories. I know, I've been there, you see. So if you want to act like you're better than everyone else, and you don't want to use this language, and you don't even want to hear it, well, la-di-da, you certainly are special, okay? So happy doodles, and this is the Spagg Report.
If you'll meet different people, and you ask them a really simple question, they'll say, what religion are you? And they'll come up with an answer. They'll say, well, I'm a Baptist, or I'm a Methodist, or I'm a Protestant, or I'm a Catholic, right? Well, now, why are you that religion? And the answer then is, well, I was raised that way. My parents raised me in that church. And these people, now they're adults, they're grown up, and they've accepted the fact that they are what their parents raised them to be. Okay, now, you'll talk to a lot of other people, and you'll say, what's the greatest country in the world? And, without hesitation, they're going to say, America. No country is greater than this country, America. But now, if you talk to people who've been in other countries, people who travel, and you'll say, what's the greatest country in the world? They'll say, well, I like France. Well, I'd like to live in Spain, or maybe England. See, they've been somewhere else. They haven't only been to America. Now, America is good in some ways, and it may be powerful and have a lot of money, but these other countries, they've got something behind them, too. And one of the things that they have is that the nude body is a thing of beauty, and it's a thing of everyday living. I mean, everybody is basically naked. The only thing is their body's being covered with clothes that they're wearing. But nobody was born with clothes on. We talk about the baby being born with a silver spoon in his mouth. Well, that's not the way it works. So you get the idea there, and that is that if